You know your whole notes, your half notes, and quarter notes, and there's one other note subdivision that will be necessary to play any sophisticated melodies, and that's going to be the eighth note that we'll talk about right now. And you've actually seen an eighth note. If you remember from Wayfaring Stranger, I am a poor wayfaring stranger. If you look on, I think it's the second measure of each of those lines, I wrote in two notes on one beat and a different looking note that I'll explain here. It's those two connected notes you see on beat 3 there. Beat 2 is a quarter note, and beat 3 is two notes in the same space on one beat. So we can divide a single beat into two sounds of equal duration. So that's what I just did on the second beat. I'll do it much more clearly here, as you can see written 4 quarter notes. 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'll point out, already moving my pick up. And we're not going to learn this right now, but the way we're going to deal with turning quarter notes, 1 on each beat, into eighth notes, 2 on each beat, is by learning how to play the string from the other direction. So let's divide into quarter notes first, and we're about to learn this, so this is more just observe for now. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 becomes 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So as I said, I'm subdividing each beat directly in half with equal amount of time there and equal amount of time there. We call that playing straight eighth notes because, as you can clearly see, 4 turned into 8. So we call these guys eighth notes. And when they're 2 together or 4 together, they have that beam across that you've seen in the pair and now in those quartets in this example. And just below, you can see when there's a single eighth note, and we have to account for the rest after it, since it's only half the beat. We have the single eighth note with the little flag, and then that little squiggle thing is the eighth note rest. So they will always have to fill every subdivision, even if you don't play your mandolin on a subdivision. That's what those rests are for. So you'll see all sorts of different note values and rests, but they'll always add up to 4 beats or 8 half beats, eighth notes as we call them. So, as you know, we count a 4/4 measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you've been listening to me count throughout the lessons up till now, you can often hear me say another syllable in between each numbered beat. And, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that and is the sound and the exact location of the second eighth note on each beat in our rhythmic solfege. So here's how I would count a measure of 4/4. Please listen too to this demonstration, but don't play. There's a lot going on here. My mouth is doing something different from my pick, and it might be new to you too. So we'll learn how to do this in the next lesson. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And these things that I'm doing, I'll explain in the next lesson, are called ghost strokes, which means you're constantly playing every subdivision. Just like I said, we have to fill them out on the notes and rests on the page. I'd advise for now, when you're starting out, to fill them out with these ghost strokes as well, so that even though I didn't play on the and of 3, 4, and the and of 4 in that last lesson, that last demonstration, 2 and 3 and 4 and, I'm still playing the count, the rhythm, the groove the whole time with these ghost strokes. More on that in the next lesson when you actually learn how to play these upstrokes.